another installment of LHCyberx Explains It All, and today we're going to be talking about something called containers, and more specifically Docker containers. So up on the screen now you can see a basic comparison between what a virtual machine is and what a container is. So a virtual machine, of course, has the hardware, the infrastructure, and of course the operating system that operates on that hardware. It also has the hypervisor, which is normally the virtual machine software, so it could either be VMware or VirtualBox, whichever one is being used. And then it also has the guest OS operating system that's being operated on that virtual machine. And then of course it has the apps and the libraries and everything. Now the main difference between that and containers is containers has the infrastructure and the host operating system as well, but instead of having the hypervisor with a virtual machine and the guest operating system, it has something called a container. Now, this container operates in the same manner, but just in a much more efficient way. It contains an instance of whatever website or program or software you're looking to run on your operating system or your device, but it operates in a much more efficient way. There's less layers to go through, which means less stopping points along the way for possible failure, or less resources being used, which means less CPU load on your device and everything. So containers are definitely the way of the future in terms of working with a virtual machine-esque device or environment. So also, right now we're going to talk about something called Docker Playground. I have it up right here. So Docker Playground is essentially just a sandbox environment that can be used to play around with different commands in Docker containers, see how you can create an instance of a website or program, and just see how the basic commands and functions of Docker works. So we're going to create one in this environment, and we're going to use the latest instance of LHCyberx. So in order to create this local instance of LHCyberx, we're going to need to first create a file. So the command for that is vim docker-compose, which is the file, and then YAML, because it's a YAML file. So once we hit enter, there we go. We have the file in here. So we have the file that is going to compose all of the code, and so I actually do not have this code set up. Yes, here it is. I do have it. So right here we've just put a code in that we're going to be using for this. So we copy and paste that, and we'll paste it into there. And there we go. We have the latest LHCyberx instance that is going to be created on port 80. So in order to kind of save and quit out of this file, we press escape, and then we do :WQ or write quit. So it writes this to the file and it quits out of the file, exclamation point. And there we go. It's taken that file and it's put that code inside of that file and is now ready to be run or compiled. So in order to run this and create this instance, we're going to do docker-compose, which is the name of the file, of course, and then we type up. This is going to run and create the instance of LHCyberx within that container. So as you can see, it's pulling all the information that it needs to out from the latest instance of LHCyberx. And then once this is all done, right up here next to this open port button, you will see a port 80 pop up. There you go. And it is now completed. Now this is the port 80 of the port that that instance is going to be installed on. So if we click on that port, open up in a new tag, there we go. It shows that the install has been successful. The LHCyberx instance is on this new container. Now, sometimes this works since Docker Playground is just a demo. It has some issues every once in a while. But if we do access Playground, let's see if this works for us here. So it doesn't look like it's going to work for us today. but no, it does not appear it's going to work for us. It doesn't want to load into the loading screen, but that's all right. We saw that it did install successfully. And then if you want to just go back to here and you want to quit out of this container, you want to get rid of it, you want to start over, you just press Control C, and it stops the hack CMS and it gets rid of that container. So then you can start right over. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll put this link to this Docker Playground in the description. And tune in next week for another installment of LHCyberx Explains It All.